try making a fiberglass hood for this thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, massive fail, but I think we can fix it.
Hey everyone, welcome back to drybonesgarage. This episode is a part of a series where me and my dad take a 63 Corvair and a G-body frame and combine them together to create a hot rod. During this time we've started to work on a few different projects, but for this week's video we're going to be focusing on the trunk lid. So I hope you enjoy.
Well, we gotta make some decisions here. We've already established this hood is cooked.
Yes.
We know this deck lid is cooked. We went and did eventually buy that blue Corvair, or made arrangements to purchase it. Apparently it's at your grandfather's house, right?
Right.
Now, that's an all steel body, but it's in pretty nice shape overall. I mean, floor pans obviously are out of it. Supposedly that thing runs. That might be, haven't looked under it, have no idea really what we'd be looking at. But that might be something that could be restored looking at the sheet metal that we were able to. We never got the hood open, we never got the trunk open. We don't know what kind of level of quality those are. The other thing we could do is at some point skin all of the rotten metal off of this shell and all the butchery out of it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And go back and make a nicer version using the same chassis, same drivetrain, same whatever we put on the frame, and go from there. Now, that leaves us with options as far as this thing goes in the interim. That's rotten. We could do fiberglass. We could just run what's off of the blue car. This is rotten. We could do fiberglass. We could do what's off the car. We could just do some serious booger welding on that. We could, in theory, if we wanted to take the time, do some serious metal work and try and do a really nice resto job on that sheet metal. Boy, I tell you what, there's a lot of cancer in that. I imagine we'd have to go deep into that sheet metal before we got anything that was truly solid. You know what I'm saying? So the question is, what do you want to do? Do you want to expand your fabrication skills? Do you want to play with some fiberglass? Do something else we've never done?
Play with the fiberglass?
You want to try making a fiberglass hood for this thing?
Yeah. Didn't we try to do that once before?
Well, we made a form for a scoop with the idea of making a fiberglass hood for the Oldsmobile.
Yeah.
We haven't done that yet. The Olds has kind of been sitting on the back burner because we've been pretty occupied with this, and the Malibu hasn't exactly been a bowl of cherries to get running on the road and right yet either, has it?
No.
But now we're getting to a point where we've got all kinds of side projects we can do on this thing. You know what? While you're doing one thing, I can be doing another. All right, so we're looking at a fiberglass hood. What's the frame of this thing look like? You could probably do a fiberglass skin and then cut a bunch of this bracing down that we wouldn't need necessarily and laminate it right to this, I think. And then that saves all of that better sheet metal for whatever we decide to do with that thing.
Yeah.
So, it'd be really nice to find a really clean, non-running, restorable bear here at some point in the future, either a Gen 1 or a Gen 2, one of these days, maybe. Since it seems like we're turning into a Corvair channel. Rather than a whatever's neat and available.
Yeah. We decided to add an extra layer to cover the louvers and create a more even finish. Dad saw a video of a guy using muslin cloth and glue to create a mold. It worked for him, so we tried it as well. After it dried, Dad put some foam on it as a brace. It's an exciting day of history.
Of history?
Of the car history. I'm being dramatic.
Project Patches.
Did you cut yourself?
That was brilliant.
Did you cut yourself?
Yeah. Deep too.
Oh.
That was genius. Where's some tape? That was a sharp one. That's 3M.
Why don't you use a knife? Would that give you better control?
No, the problem is I cut this short, but I did trim it all the way off.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's not worry about this until it's off the deck. Let's turn this back over. We'll cut some cardboard. And we'll tear up some more patches for fiberglass. And then because this is shockingly floppy where it's peeled up, just put in some braces and then we'll add another layer of glazing.
Yeah.
Only this time we're going to use the epoxy for the sake of time. We'll just epoxy it, brace it, we'll get that done, let that set up, we'll peel this off, and then we'll start laying for the actual deck. Okay?
It'll be okay, I think.
And I think between that and this foam, we may have to lay something in some of these other areas. But I think once this is epoxied over, I think it'll be stiff enough where we'll be able to peel this right off the deck lid. It should be good. This ain't funny anymore. Yeah, I was trying to cheat. I'm gonna pay. I didn't want to go buy the gloves. I just wanted to get this done. Because we're running out of anything that we can call an episode here.
Fiberglass is everywhere.
Spider-Man.
Would you like me to take care of your hand for you? You got it, okay.
This is gonna look when we get it out of here. This might be a total fail. It's a good thing we don't care about the metal underneath this thing. There it is. Don't torque it too much.
With a lot of elbow grease, it managed to come off okay.
Watch where you're cutting, baby. Don't cut yourself.
Yes, Mom.
Well, it's not perfect, but if I'm honest, it's first sight better than I was anticipating initially. When we first started trying to take this apart, I was a bit worried. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna paint this, put a couple coats of enamel on it, kind of eliminate all the porosity in here and any places where the epoxy might grip. Let that set up, and then we'll come back and we'll start laying glass in it probably tomorrow. Hopefully that'll give us not a perfect panel, but a workable panel that we can correct once we actually have mounted to the car. We've got, you know, body lines to follow and whatnot. We can make something presentable without any holes in it. Hopefully nobody will really notice that anything's different unless you're a Corvair person. It'll be like, hey, this thing is legitimately different. It should be plenty enough for what we're doing.
What is this stuff?
Just equipment enamel. Inexpensive paint. Use this on that flatbed outside.
Oh, this stuff. We'll just keep cutting this.
Until everything's pretty evenly and well coated.
Whoa!
What was that? I heard something thump.
My foot.
This sets up a little better. We might want to actually come in here with a grinder or something
Yeah.
kind of before we start laying in the glass. Otherwise we'll be fighting to get this off of piece.
We were worried about the porous texture of the mold, so we made sure to smear some extra grease on it.
Next time we're going to brush the entire form. Granted, there's going to be a few other next time changes too.
Next, he ground the bracing off in order to peel the mold. Here I cleaned up the bottom part of the lid, removing rust from the front and the back of it. It'll be painted later. Do you want to explain what's going on here? What happened off camera?
I don't know. What happened?
Well, didn't you say like you had a really hard time peeling off the mold?
Well, the mold was a fail. We knew that was coming. We've got a ridiculous bulge in it right here. We've got some nice divots right here mixed with some high spots. The whole poor man's fiberglass option, I would say, is not a viable option. I wouldn't recommend repainting it. That said, if we had actually glazed the inside of that form with some epoxy before trying to set our piece, I think we would have had better results. as far as surface quality goes. But no, I wouldn't recommend trying that out in the YouTube world. It sounded really good in theory, but at least in our case, the execution was less than desirable.
Yeah.
I had to literally cut and chisel our piece out of that form, which I think I already said we anticipated. I saw that coming.
Yeah.
But we were in a big freaking hurry to get this done, trying to get it in an episode. So yeah, we just kept forging ahead with it. We'll have to come back later and body work this in a later episode when we're actually doing body work. So
Yeah.
yay! That'll be an episode in itself. Yeah, massive fail. But I think we can fix it. So it isn't a complete loss. No more louvers though. They all gone.
What's louvers?
The holes that were in the trunk.
Oh, yeah.
So
Can I show what you did? Or the paint job you did?
all I did was slap some paint on there to stop rust. There's nothing fancy about that. It's no thing. We identified our bulge, right? So I filled the inverse low spot, a couple more layers. So when we cut this down, in theory, we're not going to lose any strength. And then we'll bond this and probably set it aside for a while until we come back around to actually doing some body work.
We added some weight to it so the two pieces would stick together better.
Obviously, there's still quite a bit of work to do there, but it gets us awfully close.
Well, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed it. About a year ago, we posted the first video of our Corvair on this channel. So I just wanted to say happy anniversary to that. Thank you to everybody that's been watching us and subscribing to us over the past year. Other than that, I will catch you in the next video. Bye! Hello everyone, welcome back to Drybone.